So I would like to talk about a problem that I keep thinking about. When you build an iPhone app and you put that app out and you distribute it, I think there's a problem that that at one point, sooner or later, we run into, if that app is more than just a trivial front-end app. If it's using a significant number of back-end functions, then it becomes very important that as we upgrade our back-end functionality, the old versions of the app should be shut down, because otherwise you have, let's say, an app from 2 years ago trying to access the back-end the way the back-end was accessed 2 years ago. And I don't think I mean, there are multiple ways of dealing with that. One way of dealing with it is to have old versions of the API around, but another way is to simply disable the apps and force users to upgrade. Unfortunately, Flutterflow or the iPhone doesn't seem to have a clean option of just forcing a user out of an old app. So what I came up with is the following. Let's say here's my app. I log in. Works. So basically this is more than a trivial app. It's accessing databases, it's accessing backends, and the way I built it is there are middleware services, there are REST APIs for everything. So the entire app is served from a REST API on the backend, and I think most of your more complex apps would be probably structured this way. And what I came up with was that if an app needs to be upgraded, from the front end we can transmit the version that's on that device to the back end, and the back end, basically all the back end APIs can shut down for that version. They just return an error for all back end calls. When you make a back end call in a Flutterflow app, it's going through this API manager class. So basically all the calls, the gets, the posts, everything goes through this class. So my thought was, okay, so I intercept the call here, and if my backend is saying that this version is no longer served, I simply redirect, I log the user out and redirect and to the login screen, and the user will be forced to log in or get at least restart the app, and then he won't be able to log in because the app is too old. Unfortunately, that's not possible to do. The reason is that it's possible to log the user out. Like, this is the very end of this class where you get the result. You get the result from the HTTP call, and here it's assigning the result. You can check that. You can check the status code of the result. If it's an error, you can sign the user out. So this is all fine. This still works. But the next point is the problem. So here what would make sense is to redirect the user to the login screen. You sign the user out and you want to redirect the login screen to the login screen, because otherwise what happens is now none of the backend calls work, and it's just nothing but red screens, which is obviously not a good user experience. So I was thinking, what is a better user experience? And there's an exit call there's exit that we can call, which simply shuts the app down. So this may not be the best experience because it looks a little bit like the app crashed because it suddenly exits, but it does disable all the apps, and it is better than having a crippled app out there that no longer can access the backend and gets all kinds of sporadic error behavior. If you guys have a better way, please let me know. I'm very curious to hear in the comments if you guys have any ideas of how to deal with this problem more gracefully. But I think we do need a way, without any doubt, to shut down all the apps that are no longer in the App Store, that we no longer want to support because we have a newer version of the app. for any number of reasons. We have new features, we found the vulnerability and we fixed it. Anyway, we need to be able to shut down old versions, and this is one way to do it.